Welcome to the Real Film Nerds
Harvest Horror Fest.
Welcome, everyone, to yet another Harvest Horror Fest film. Not Horrible Harvest Fest, not Horrible Horror Fest, not Horror Fest Horribleness, whatever Lisa Live and Local calls it every Monday on Magic 99.1. One day she might get it right. I think I will write it down for her so she will get it right. Real Film Nerds episode number 243. That is correct. You can't get rid of us. You might not listen, but we will never stop. Today we talk about a brand new Halloween film that just came out. It's called Halloween Kills. With me as always, Coke bottle bottom glasses, Miguelito. How are you, sir?
I'm good. Just woke up for my evening shift for taking care of the baby and wide awake, Matt.
I think this is the most awake you have ever been on the podcast ever. So we will see how it goes. Mike, my throat hurts from a day of talking and being realtor man. So you will have to take the lead. You're going to have to do it all. So with that, Mike, why don't you go ahead and give us the rundown for 2021's Halloween Kills?
All right, Matt. I will do my best to take over all of your talking. But I don't think I free flow as well as you do. All right. So Halloween Kills. The Michael Myers movies that just never stop. And I love it. I love that they keep coming out with these, man. But all right, so this was directed
Wait,
by...
hold on. You're going to go that way. Okay, then I'm going to start this. Mike, isn't technically all of the Halloween movies Halloween Kills because he kills in all the Halloweens?
Oh, that's true, man. That's true. I think you're right. But I'm glad this one has a title, though, because the last one, Halloween 2018, is confusing because it's the same name as Halloween 1979.
78.
78.
78. Yeah, I looked it up. So I know that one. So why not they just call this one Halloween 2021?
I don't know. And originally it wouldn't have been called 2020 because it was supposed to come out last year.
So it would have been 2020. See, that's even better. Like H20.
No, we already had H2O or whatever.
Right.
Do you remember? I went and watched that. I think Busta Rhymes is in that one. It's ridiculous.
It was your favorite, right?
No, that one wasn't my favorite. Matt, what was the one that we went and saw when we were like in high school? It was like The Curse of Michael Myers or something.
I don't know, remember? Dude. I remember watching it at R&M Cinema, though.
Yeah, do you remember how they played cartoons before it started because it was so short?
Yeah. Yeah, they did. We were like, what the fuck is this? I think we went into the wrong theater. You know, I did that once too fairly recently, a couple years ago. I was sitting down. I don't remember what movie I was watching. And they started playing that weird bull movie. You know what I'm talking about? Ferdinand, I think?
Yeah.
They started playing that shit. And seriously, there was only maybe 20 people in the theater. Not one person got up. We watched 25 minutes of Ferdinand, and then someone caught on and flipped it over to the real one. I was just like, yeah, I probably should have gotten up, but I was just tired.
Wow, man. Wow. Yeah, I remember when I thought it was so odd that they started a horror movie, but before they started it, they had some like goofy cartoons. So I thought it was very odd. So that's always stuck out in my mind.
Okay, Mike, so get back to it. The rundown, since I sidetracked us kind of.
Yeah, you sidetracked us right at the beginning. All right, so it was directed by David Gordon Green.
# winning.
Yeah, this is based on characters from John Carpenter and Deborah Hill, and this was written by Scott Teems, Danny McBride, and David Gordon Green. And this movie, of course, is starring Jamie Lee Curtis, Judy Greer, Andy Matachik, James Judd Courtney, Nick Castle, Will Patton, and Anthony Michael Hall. And the saga of Michael Myers and Laurie Strode continues in the next thrilling chapter of the Halloween series. Well, that is very descriptive.
Mike, you definitely need to work on your Coke bottle bottom glasses. It's Laurie Strode and Michael Myers.
Didn't I say that or no?
No, you messed it up a little bit. It's okay. I'm just giving you shit because I can.
Okay. All right. I'm good with it.
Okay, go ahead, Mike. You're leading the show since you love the Halloweens, especially the Halloween's kills.
All right. Well, I guess I'll start by talking about how I enjoyed that this movie starts off right like as nothing happened. I believe they filmed this movie at the same time as the original Halloween from 2018. So I'm sure the actors, when they went and saw the screening for this one just recently, were like, what did I do again?
Honestly, I'm not sure if they filmed this one at the same time as the 2018 one, but I do know they filmed this one and the end of the trilogy, the modern trilogy, I guess, at the same time. So Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends was filmed at the same time because Jamie Lee Curtis came out like a week or two before this came out talking about how Halloween Ends is going to disappoint a lot of fans.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know if they filmed at the same time or not, but it seems like they did because everything was very smooth on, all the different characters and everything was just how it left off. And Matt, I think I'm going to recommend that people do see the Halloween 2018 before watching this because that's what I did, and it was a much better experience, I think, because there were some things I've forgotten from the 2018. I mean, it's been 3 years, right?
You've grown a lot, Mike. Yes.
So that was a good idea. I originally wanted to watch the original Halloween, then Halloween 2018, and then this one, but I didn't get a chance to watch the original Halloween. I will at some point before Halloween, which is coming up real quick, so I better get on it.
Well, I watched this one and just this one.
You didn't watch the 2018, Matt? You didn't have time? Matt, you always have lots of time. All you have is time.
I do. I just have oodles of time. I have nothing to do with my life whatsoever. I mean, my house is spotless. I'm taking up, multiple hobbies. I think I'm going to get into wood carving. That's a nice time waster.
Yeah, no, that'd be great, man. Yeah,
maybe, maybe some pottery.
Speaking of, having all this time, Matt, is that because you ordered the new Amazon robot that goes ahead and does your laundry and vacuums and everything for you and dishes and all that?
That's one of those things. If they're going to be recording all of our shit, at the minimum they can do is send us some robots to help us out with our lives. Go ahead, track everything. Track how many times I crap in a day. Track where I drive. Track, how many times, I turn on the water faucet. But guess what? Give me a little help here. If you're going to sell my information for literally everything I do, give me a little help. Laundry, it's a good start.
Yeah, Matt. And then, you forgot when you're taking those craps, they've got to analyze that to see what you're eating so they can start selling you that again.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's why they bought Whole Foods.
It's true. It's true.
So, okay. The one I want, though, the one I really want is I want the robot chef. If I could have, someone cook for me and I can have a home cooked meal instead of always having to eat In-N-Out burger, double doubles, animal style every night, it would be wonderful. For those of you who do not know, I'm just jabbing Mike a little bit because he loves them. Their In-N-Out burgers, animal style. He likes the 4x4, but he can't get them because he lives way too far away.
Yeah, that's very true, Matt. I don't like that, but I do like that you were stabbing me with it.
Yep.
Did you get that? Yeah.
Just with the butcher knife, I'm trying to kill, like in Halloween.
Yeah. Oh man, and now I lost my train of thought, man. I lost it.
The train has derailed.
Yeah, it has.
Okay, so we're working our way through the podcast, Mike. You have something I think that you like to ask every podcast. Let's go there.
Oh, okay. Yes. I do have something I'd like to ask, Matt. What are you drinking this fine morning, evening, afternoon?
Well, Mike, I'm going to keep it going with the Sam Adams Oktoberfest. I'm on my second to last one, probably of the season, probably ever. But I like my Oktoberfest, and I'm going to drink it in the month of October.
Well, that's perfectly all right. I am once again drinking a pumpkin beer, and this time it is called Warlock, and it's a Imperial Pumpkin Stout.
So it's a heavy alcohol pumpkin stout beer.
Yes, it helps to alleviate the pain.
The pain of life?
I don't know.
Or the stabbing?
The stabbing.
The stabbing. Okay.
The stabbing from the In-N-Out burger stabs.
I'm sorry, Mike. But hey, you know what's right around the corner? We talked about it earlier. Last podcast, the McRib. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Yes, the McRib. Yeah.
My heart is already screaming.
So you're just going to go, like, do you think it'd be weird to order it for breakfast?
I don't know if they'll do it for breakfast, but I mean, I would love to have a McGriddle.
Oh, my.
Would it be like a rib McGriddle, or would it be a McGriddle rib?
So would it have little, like, things of syrup inside of the artificially formed rib?
No. It would be like the regular McGriddle, but you just take the meat patty and you just jam it in the middle of the McGriddle with barbecue sauce.
Oh my. Okay, well that sounds like America.
America. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
That's like going to the fair.
Okay, Mike, so now the most important question ever of the Real Film Nerds podcast. Every night, every day, every pod, every week. Mike, how does Halloween Kills relate to the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
All right, Matt. So I looked back at our old Halloween 2018 to make sure that I could find a different MCU than the original one that we had. And the old MCU tie-in was Karen Greer. She's also in Ant-Man. So for this one, I chose to use Anthony Michael Hall of Breakfast Club fame, who plays Tommy Doyle. And he was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as Mr. Kitson.
Mike, what episode was that we reviewed? Halloween 2018, just to show you how long we've been doing this now.
That was pod number 58.
And back then, you still were exhausted and sleepy, even though you hadn't brought children into this world yet.
100%, Matt. Always sleepy. I think the time difference is rough. Being here on the East Coast and you over there in Arizona on Arizona time, which doesn't change, but the East Coast does, causes some issues.
Hey, it's not my fault. Your state can't figure shit out like us.
It's like the whole. I agree. Coming from Arizona, I miss not having to change time. Now using the time thing it's dumb. Every time takes me like 2 weeks to like adjust. It's pretty bad.
Mike, you can always move back. People work from home all the time now.
That's true. All I need to do is get him and her Zoom rooms, and we're good to go.
Yes, sir. Sounds like a good plan. I like it.
Yeah, I mean, we could work remote, but once again, man, I would be kind of doubly messed up if I kept East Coast hours in Arizona. I'd be working a little bit weird times.
But we could totally podcast in the same room, Mike. Remember how fun that was that one time we did that? It was amazing.
That was fun. Maybe one more time we'll do it. We'll sign up to do it one more time in person.
Okay. And then that'll be the end of the Real Film Nerds podcast ever, because we will never be able to do it again.
Okay, well, I don't know about that, Matt, but let's get back to Halloween Kills, Matt.
Okay, Mike, let's go spoil it. Your favorite section with the murders and the spoiling and the death and the destruction and the, Captain Kirk mask.
Yes, yeah, and Captain Kirk just went to space for really reals, but like late space, like only for 2 minutes.
Low orbit space, yeah.
Microgravity. Well, Matt, in this movie, the Michael Myers supernaturally stuff really starts to get ramped up a notch, because I lost count of how many times he got shot or potentially injured, and just keeps on coming.
Well, I mean, they did light him on fire, and he walks out of there and he's okay, and then murders a whole lot of firefighters, which I like my emergency responders. They're good people, but I have to say that was probably one of the more interesting scenes of the film, and it's in the trailer, so I can talk about it a little bit. But yeah, that was very interesting how all the firefighters waited for their turn to be murdered instead of just all of them jumping on them at once.
Matt, that's funny that you said that, because I thought about the same thing. I'm like, why would they wait?
Well, I guess it's my turn to die. Here, let me get the emergency chainsaw cutter thing that cuts open cars. Oh wait, he got a hold of it. Here, I'm just gonna watch while my buddy dies, and then I'll jump in. Ridiculous.
Yeah. No, that was definitely a strange scene, man, because there's no way they would have just been like, oh, we'll all just stand here and wait. Oh, that one's gone. Okay, my turn. Like, that was very strange, for sure. Like, it's kind of like in, certain, like, fighting movies, they always just, like, surround a person, and then one person at a time, like, comes and fights. You're like, why? Why are you doing that? That doesn't seem like that's a good way to guarantee the win. So, like, I don't know.
That's how we were raised, Mike. When we were kids, that's what we did in the schoolyard. We gathered around and beat each other up at one at a time in a big circle.
Yeah, I was very respectfully, respect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that's funny that you said that, man. I thought that scene was very strange as well. I'm like, really? And then it even kind of happened again at the end of the movie.
Yeah, that was pretty ridiculous as well. Although the one that I think bothers me the most, other than the firefighters, is how everyone in town is in the hospital and they start like chanting and rioting, and like, I guess rioting is the best term.
Like, I guess. Yeah,
mob
like
mentality in like a hospital. Like, really? Okay.
Well, yeah. Well, the weird thing about that part with the mob mentality stuff is, like, it seemed like they built up the crowd and then, like, they dispersed them. Like, when they needed the crowd later, there was only like 20 people.
This movie it didn't seem like a Halloween movie to me, Mike. There's lots of really gory murders, lots of death, lots of supernatural for the shape, which is fine. It wasn't scary like the original Halloween, and hell, I'll even say Halloween 2018. It had more thriller. It had more, frights. Jump scares, sure, of course, everybody has jump scares. but it was more of a slow kind of gradual horror film, and this was more of, okay, let's see how many people we can murder in so many different ways. It just wasn't really like a Halloween movie to me.
Yeah, I mean, I can see what you're saying, Matt. It definitely has a different feel to it. And I think it's because the first one was building up to be like a horror and thriller. And then this one's more like the second act where we kind of know where all that stuff's happening and stuff like that. I don't know, man. It's, I see what you're saying. It definitely did have a different feel to it. And then it's a lot of gory murders. A lot of gory murders. The one thing I will say that I still liked was you never got to see Michael Myers' face. I liked that every shot where he has his mask removed or whatever, it's in the dark. Or I still like that. I thought that was pretty cool.
This is just, it's like a filler movie. We know we have a third one coming. The third one better be freaking tits. And this is just like a whole lot of murders and just kind of, it's not really advancing the story much. I mean, it is a little bit because there's some main characters that get murdered. We barely see Jamie Lee Curtis at all. And when we do, she's freaking out in the hospital because she's, desperately injured, even though she's trying hard not to be. I agree about the mask thing. I think it's good that they are still shielding Michael Myers' face, because that's one thing. If you ever look at the credits, they don't ever refer to him as Michael Myers. They call him the Shape, which is always interesting.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. I did like seeing some of the original characters from Halloween 1978 back in it, and all like scarred and at the bar drinking. Like, I thought that was kind of a cool concept and scene. I really like that tying in from the past to the new movie. But like we said, some of the mob mentality and the hospital stuff's a little weird. Them like hunting down like the mentally, I don't know, the escaped mental institution guy because they think he's Michael Myers that was kind of rough. That was a rough scene.
Yeah, well, and they don't even think about it that this dude is not as tall as him. He's more rotund than Michael Myers. They don't care. They're just going after to kill someone. That's what it is. They want to sacrifice someone, and they got their sacrifice.
Yeah. So I don't know. I also felt like the end, Matt, was a little strange with. So they had like the like circle mob thing where they like entrap Michael and they got him this time, right? But then when Michael like gets back up and like attacks back at them, it was very odd, like how they showed that, and I wasn't sure it was supposed to be real or not. Like it almost seemed dream sequency.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess this wasn't the original ending because I don't think they were originally going to do 3 films, and now they are. So I know I was reading something where they changed the original ending. I don't know what the original ending is, but I don't know. It's very, and then again, it's that whole thing where he kills one by one and everybody just kind of watches.
Yeah. So I felt like the end was a little rushed and a little strange. After they did all this build up and stuff, and then in this movie, I feel like they didn't focus on the doctor or anything at all. Like I feel like the doctor tried to kill the cop. Like what? Why? I don't know, man.
In the 2018 film, yeah.
And then like you find out he's alive in this one, which was interesting. But I don't know.
I think there should have been a lot more with the doc, especially when they had the flashbacks. I mean, there's a little bit, but not a ton, because that's that was one of the big things of the 2018 film is, how the doctor was a major reason why Michael was loose.
Yeah, and it's just I don't know. It's just gotten a little bit convoluted. I don't know. You're right, man. It does seem like there's just kind of a filler movie. And, for a filler movie, it did gangbusters business over the weekend, even with its streaming option, which, I watched because I'm kind of don't have the time to go to the theater right now. But, it's in it. And then the Matt Damon movie failed really bad. Matt Damon, Ben Affleck movie, the Last Duel or whatever.
Dude, it looks really good. The trailers look really good. Frankie Lala went and saw it with my sister over the weekend, and they really liked it. They thought it was great. It's one of his top 5 movies of the year. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. Might be one to check out in the future. But I think I know what our first movie is going to be, though, when we're done with your Harvest Horror Fest or Halloween Horror, whatever festival of horror, murder, mayhem, butcher knives, and firemen. Dude, Dune drops this week.
I know. Dune drops on Friday on HBO Max and in the theaters. Yeah.
So I think that's what we'll have to do. Even though the Eternals come out that first week in November, I think we're going to have to do Dune first.
I agree, Matt. I think we should do that.
And then we'll do the Eternals the week after. I don't know. I'm not super stoked for the Eternals.
Yeah.
I'm just not. I love my Marvel movies, but it just Black Widow, came out on Disney Plus streaming recently, and we saw it in the theaters. It was okay. It was decent, but it wasn't like one of the best MCU movies. A lot of people love it. I've had several of my friends say that it's one of their favorite MCUs, and I think it's very mediocre. So it put a bad taste in my mouth. I just honestly don't have high hopes for the Eternals. I really don't.
Yeah, Matt, I think the Eternals is going to be great.
What? That's how you bring it back? I think the Eternals are going to be great. Really?
Well, that's what we were talking about right when we ended it.
Yeah, well, and your loud eater over there ruined the podcast already.
Yeah, and hopefully she's not going to ruin the rest of this podcast. But anyway, Matt, I think...
So you seriously think the Eternals is going to be great? I think it's going to be terrible.
I think it's going to be good, man.
I hope
we
so.
got Angelina Jolie in it, man. When's the last time we saw her in a movie?
Yeah, that's true. Camille Nanjiani. I'm all about that. So, okay. All right, Mike, let's do it before we start getting some crazy noises and it sounds like you're murdering your baby. Mike, how many reels do you give Halloween Kills?
Matt, I'm going to give this one just 2.5 reels because it was kind of all over the place. I did like some aspects of the film, but it wasn't that scary, and it was a little weird, man. It just seemed like they were waiting for the final.
Well, Mike, I also give it 2.5 reels because I didn't think it was very good.
Okay, Matt. So with that, next week, we're going to be doing our slow roll of Friday the 13th movies, and we're on Friday the 13th, part 2.
Hey, remember we promised we're going to get through all of them. It'll take a decade, maybe more, but we'll get through all of them. One a year for our Harvest Horror Fest.
Yeah, and then, I mean, at our rate, they should make about another 5 more.
Well, didn't they remake like Friday the 13th? I never saw it, though. I didn't even know they did it. Yeah,
they remade Friday the 13th. I think 2. They might have done 2 movies. But yeah, they remade one. Oh, that's what it was. They remade one. I don't remember what year it was, but they combined the first 3 movies of the original, and it was strange, man. It was very strange.
Well, all right, Mike, next week, Friday the 13th, part 2. I don't know where you can watch it or you can stream it because I own it. So that's where I will be watching it. I got a pack of almost all the Friday the 13th movies. So we will be watching it on the old streaming service that I have it on. So I'm sure it's out there somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sure it's out there. Matt, what's that website you use to stream everything, to figure out where things are streaming?
Just Watch is the one that I've had the best success with. And they have an app. and they're pretty good. There's a few others out there, but Just Watch seems to be pretty on the money when it comes to having something on a streaming service, or if you have to rent it or buy it. So, all right, Mike. Well, I think that's it. Sorry, folks. This one is probably going to come out late Wednesday or maybe early Thursday. I don't know. Depends. I mean, I'm tired. I need to go to bed.
Yeah, I would say we'll probably just release it on Thursday, Matt. But yeah, I guess with all that, thanks for listening, everybody. And make sure to catch the finale of Harvest Horror Fest next week, Friday the 13th, part 2. It'll be a fun one. I'm sure it will be. I haven't seen that part 2 in a long time, and it'll be interesting to watch it again. Thanks for listening, everybody, and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and go out there and stream some movies or watch some movies at the theater. Thanks for listening.
Thank you for listening to The Real Film Nerds. Now don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Real Film Nerds. Now go out and catch a movie.
Matt Henshaw from the Real Film Nerds podcast joining me now on Magic 99.1 to talk about one of the movies from his horrible horror movie festival that they're harvesting. How's that?
It's closer.
Closer.
You're getting closer. Yeah, you're getting closer. I think you got all the words, just not in the right order.
Well, it works for me. How you doing there, Maddie?
Another Day in Paradise, of course,
That's
Lisa.
exactly right. Yeah, catch some football over the weekend?
No.
No, none, huh?
No.
What do you do all weekend? Just watch the movies, huh?
Work.
You work. Oh, that's
Yep.
right. I forgot about that. The
Yep.
four-letter word
The four-letter
starts with a
word.
W.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes,
Well,
ma'am.
you did catch Halloween Kills, though, I'm hoping.
I did. I watched it on the streaming service. I did not make it to the theaters.
Oh, too bad. I bet it's better in the theater.
I don't think it would matter.
No?
No.
What does that mean?
It was not great.
No.
It was very boring.
Was it real? It's a horror flick, and it was boring.
It's not like, okay, I'm sure you've seen the original Halloween from 1978.
I'm sure
correct?
I have.
So it's suspenseful and scary and intimidating. This was just Michael Myers just brutally agorapholically, I don't know if that's a
Sure
word.
it is.
Murdering a lot of people just constantly.
Just for
Like,
fun.
I don't think there's anyone left in this town.
Really?
Like, there's not much of a story. It's a continuation of the 2018 Halloween, which I like. It takes place in the same night, which is good. But it's boring, and it just was not a Halloween movie to me. It was just, yes, it's a slasher, but this was like a slasher to the max. It was just like, let's see how many people we can kill in many different ways with a butcher knife.
Right. Now, tell me, did Michael Myers' mother kill him?
No.
Did Michael Myers kill his mother?
No.
Oh, God. So
What are
there'll
you
be
trying to lead
there'll
on
be
to here,
another
Lisa?
There's going to be another movie. I
Of
mean,
course.
it's got to end eventually, Matt.
Well, and that's the name of the next one. They filmed Halloween Kills and
Yeah.
Halloween Ends at the same time.
Okay.
And that's one of the things is Jamie Lee Curtis has already openly come out right before this movie came out this week.
Yeah.
Saying that fans of Halloween are not going to like how it ends.
Okay. All right. But it's leading up to the final.
For
film.
now.
Yeah, right?
I'm sure they'll remake it again in another 5 years.
Well,
Hollywood doesn't have many original ideas
I was going to
anymore.
say, no
Yeah.
more original ideas. All right, so how many reels are you going to give Halloween Kills?
I give it a gracious 2.5
Two and a
reels.
half. Wow, that is low.
Yeah.
Well, you're right. In line with Rotten Tomatoes, 39%. IMDb 6.1, Metacritic 42, but Google users 76% liked it.
The fans are loving it. The
Yeah.
fans turned out in droves
Sure.
to see it on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I mean, it's number one in the box office,
Yes.
making money. I'm interested to see what happens next week because I wanted a lot more out of this film, and we didn't get it.
We didn't get it. All right. I was really disappointed to see that The Last Duel came in 5th place
It
at the
looks
box
good,
office.
though.
I think it looks good too. That's the only one I want to see. So maybe I'll just check it out.
I think you should go and review it for me next week.
Okay, I'll do my best.
And it'll be Matt, local and live.
something like that.
Monster Matt, local and live. There we go.
There we go. All right, let's give Ma Henshaw a call. We'll be chatting with her coming up next on Magic.
Good morning.
Good morning, Ma Hinshaw, Lisa, and your only son, Matt, on the line on Magic 99.1. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. Just watching the dogs chase, I'm not sure what kind of critter.
Oh,
And I hope it wasn't a skunk.
now that's scary.
Again,
Yeah.
that's the problem. Again.
Yes, again, they already... Well, we won't go there.
Okay. We can just use our imaginations on that one.
Right.
I can't wait to hear what you thought about Halloween Kills, Ma Hinshaw.
Well, I would say there was so much blood. And if you like a lot of blood, it's a great movie.
If you like a lot of blood, you've got something wrong with you, basically.
Well, I'm not... No, wait, now. It's just taro syrup with red dye, so don't worry about that.
Well,
I liked it. It was good. It was good, but a lot of body count there.
okay.
And I kept waiting for, oh, come on now. We've got to see Jamie Lee Curtis. And, well, she wasn't in the first part of the movie. For the second part more.
Okay.
But I liked it. If you like that sort of thing, which I know you don't.
Well, I'm kind of thinking that maybe you do.
She is a dark side.
I do to a certain point. Yeah, I liked the first one.
You like...
The first one was very realistic and really whoa. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Hold on. Are you
this
talking
one-
about the 2018 film or the 1978 film? Because the first one is technically the 2018.
Well, no, the 1978 one.
Yeah.
I thought that was really frightening if anyone's ever babysat on Halloween.
So back when you didn't have to use as much hair dye, right, Ma?
True.
Hey, me neither. I was just a toddler.
Oh.
Okay, well, I think that's fair.
It was good. It was good. If you like that sort of thing, I would go. I would go see it.
You would go?
But I can't see anything because I give away everything. My daughter already told me that. Mom, don't tell me. I haven't seen it.
Okay, you're not going to spoil anything. Well, I think if
No.
you're looking for a scary movie to go see during Halloween or leading up to Halloween, that would be one to check out, correct?
Oh, yeah. And
Okay.
there was a bunch of people at the movie watching it here in Sierra Vista, which is a miracle.
And that could be scary, too. I'm just saying. All right. Ma Hinshaw, how many cookies you going to give Halloween Kills?
3.5, I would say.
3.5 out of 5.
Wow.
She's generous.
She's
All
way
right.
too generous.
What?
He gave it 2.5 reels. 2.5 reels. Thank you, Ma Hinshaw. We appreciate
Okay.
you. Talk to you next
Have
week.
a good week.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
What movie are we going to review next week?
So we always finish out our Harvest Horror Fest with our watch through of the original Friday the 13th.
Okay.
So we will be watching Friday the 13th Part 2.
Okay.
So next year will be Part 3.
All right. Very good. Matt Hinshaw from the Real Film Nerds podcast. And Ma Hinshaw, thanks for joining me on what station?
The magnificent Magic
Is
99.1.
that the best you can do every week?
Magical? Magic 99.1. See, there's too many magics there.
There probably is.